Bye-bye. Love you guys. See you soon. So now it's me again on the road, hitchhiking, freedom. I feel so free now on the mainland of Europe again and not on this tiny, beautiful island. It was beautiful, but it was kind of restricting if you cannot go anywhere by hitchhiking. As long as COVID doesn't restrict me, I can go so many places here in Europe and try to hitchhike a sailboat across the Atlantic, of course. So that's a really liberating feeling, and I just said goodbye to the Life-Song sailing family. They were so hospitable and so kind. It was incredible to sail with them, and they even drove me to a great hitchhiking spot here. And I'm really excited to try hitchhiking post-COVID in the mainland of Europe. I have no idea how things changed or how things are, and now the plan is to hitchhike all the way following the coast down to Portugal, down to Lisbon, to see Erica again. She's living in Lisbon. And of course, Lisbon is also a great place to start hitchhiking sailboats towards the Canaries across the Atlantic. I set myself an only wild camping and hitchhiking challenge. So all this distance to Lisbon is about 2,000 kilometers following the coast. So I will try to do that only by wild camping and hitchhiking. That will be a new challenge for me, and I'm really excited about that. But there's one bad news, and that is I just read on the news that tomorrow there's a planned closing of the border between France and Spain. So that's really bad, because right now I'm 800 kilometers from the Spanish border. As I was standing there with my thumb out, I had no idea if hitchhiking to Lisbon would take me 1 week or 3 weeks, or if I wouldn't make it at all because of some border closures. But I couldn't even finish my thoughts, because after no more than 5 minutes, a car stopped for me. I got my first ride back in mainland Europe from... What are your names? I don't even know your names.
Clara.
And
I am Felipe.
And Felipe is from
I'm from Chile. Where? Yes, I'm from Chile. I'm here since December. I arrived here without knowing French. It's really hard with that, and just with a little bit of English. It's been really cool since then. We made the how do you say, the coronavirus crisis in the Alps.
Oh wow!
And it was really real cool because there were no tourists over there. So we had everything for us.
Wow.
Every single trek. Yeah.
Did you work there or?
Yeah, I was a ski man over there. I just repair ski and snowboards, sell the clothing, and give the boots. I was a boot fitter also.
Nice.
Yep. I was like that. It was an interview right now. What about you, Clara?
No? Nothing?
Thank you so much for picking me up and helping me to get to Lisbon. It was only after like 3 minutes that I started hitchhiking.
minutes?
So
Seriously?
I was really surprised and
I saw
happy.
you, and I used to do a lot of hitchhiking in Chile. So I was like, I cannot let someone in the road. It's too sad. I know the pain it is to wait like hours before someone gets you. So I was like,
Yeah, that's true.
let's help the little guy.
Yeah, I thought instantly you guys must have been also hitchhikers yourself.
Yeah.
A little.
For a while.
We had a beautiful and long conversation about life in the car. Then they dropped me again on a gas station, and then on that gas station I talked to the next car that I could see, and then this guy took me a little bit further, and then I waited a little bit longer and I got another ride, and then another ride, and then another ride, and hitchhiking was absolutely incredible. So now I met Jean-Marc, and he brought me even further than he wanted to drive to help me to get into Spain in time. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Je t'en prie, c'est un plaisir.
It was like I remembered France from 1 year ago. And very easy to hitchhike, very friendly and hospitable people. You don't have to wait for very long usually. French people just know and love hitchhiking. I made some good progress, about 400 kilometers already, but then I had to wait a little longer on a highway rest station. I was waiting, and not that many trucks or cars came by. I waited over 2 hours and the sun was already setting, and I was still 400 kilometers away from the Spanish border. And the last thing that I wanted is to get stranded in France and to not make it into Spain because of one day. And suddenly I got lucky again. A businessman who drove all the way from Belgium to this point took me all the way to Bordeaux. In Bordeaux he drove a detour for me, bringing me to the next rest station, going in the perfect direction for me to head to Spain. But the sun was already set and it was getting dark. So now I got a really cool ride from Ben. Thank you so much. All the best luck and have a great evening.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It was really nice to speak with you guys.
I asked the two next cars if they were going to Spain, and to my surprise, both of them were going to Spain and willing to take me. So now I, as the hitchhiker, had to decide which ride I would take. What a very weird and funny situation in the history of humanity. So now at the gas station, the first person that I asked was Benyat, and he offered that he can take me to Spain because he's living only 10 kilometers before the Spanish border in France, in Basque country. So thank you so much, that's really incredible. And also he's like a mother tongue in Basque. If you don't know, Basque country is a region which is half in French and half in Spain. And they have a very, very old language which is very, very different from the Latin languages. It's very rare to meet someone who can actually speak it. So can you say for us in Basque, I'm taking this German hitchhiker to Spain because maybe tomorrow the border will close?
Laguna hau emaiten dut bidaian, Alemaniatik heldu da, eta Espainarat badoa. Orduan emaiten dut, gogotik, Santa Bihar menturaz frontera itxiko dute.
Wow. That sounds really like an ancient language to me, I have to say. It sounds very, very raw, very interesting, and could be like in a fantasy movie, you know, when there's like an indigenous tribe or something. I could imagine they would talk like that. So thank you so much for showing us that.
You're welcome.
Meeting this person was very interesting because he's an ethnic Basque and he could tell me a lot about the history of Basque country.
Yeah. Here is the border.
Okay, approaching the border of Spain. Thank you so much for your precious time and enjoying this adventure with me. If you can't wait to see how this journey will continue, you can get instant early access to the next episode on my Patreon page. This project is only possible through your support on Patreon. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.